standard infantry rifle for a German Soldat. Millions and millions of them made. They still have warehouses of them where they've never been used. They're being bought up by companies. Until recently, they were shipped back here and being sold as hunting rifles and sporting rifles and re-enactor rifles. This is what we started out with. They were a premium rifle at the beginning of the World War II for the Germans. Of course, the GIs came out with the M1 Garand. These shot 5 bullets, bolt action, so you had to crank and reload it every time. The Garand just had 8 bullet clip. You shove it in and it was semi-automatic. So they had about a 2.5 to 1 shooting power against us. This one here and this one here were captured rifles, and disassembled. So they were captured in mass and disassembled. You can tell by the serial numbers on them. They all mismatch, the bolt serial number and the receiver number, the stock number, the magazine numbers are all different. So they were captured in mass, a huge, large surrender like the 709th. There's thousands and thousands of them surrendered to Schauberg at one time. They captured them, disassembled them, threw them all in separate piles. Then what happened at the end of World War II, they realized that we still had conflict and they needed rifles, so they put them all back together, and then eventually they had sold. They were used by various armies. No. This one here is a capture. This one here was captured by a GI, and you can tell because all the numbers are matching on it. 8933, I believe. 8377, I was close. All the numbers match. And what's unique about this one is when I first bought it several years ago, I knew it was a bringback, what we call bringback. The GI brought it back, and all the numbers there, and I went to shoot it because they shoot all my rifles, and then this stock came loose like that, and I was like, oh shoot, you know. Well, I happened to be shooting with someone, you know, I thought I had a broken stock. Oh no, he said no, that makes that even more unique. Most GIs would capture these, you'll find them on the field or capture them, whatever, and then they go through a legal process of sending them back to mom and dad and everything. Well, this GI didn't want to go through that, didn't want to pay any of the fees, any shipping or anything. What he did is, he disassembled it, stuck it in his duffel bag. Well, his duffel bag is only that tall, so he had to cut the stock to make it fit. So this is a more unique one. It was smuggled back into the United States, it wasn't brought back.
They made them in different countries too.
Oh, well, you know,
if you look, there's an engraving with a G, I believe.
Right here.
I used to own one of these.
Here.
Oh, now what's that say on there?
No, I can't tell you where was that C.
What's
D-U-O.
Now what would that be? Germany? I believe they had them in Czechoslovakia.
Hey Dave, D-U-O. Where was that manufactured? You remember? I can't remember. It's a common one. I think that's a Berlin.
If it was made in Germany, it would have been marked D, right? Deutsch?
I don't
Deutsch?
know.
Because they never called it German, they called it Deutsch.
You might be tricking me on this one.
No, I'm not tricking you. Cause
no, I'm just telling you, I don't know.
I had an original.
Yeah?
And it was marked
But this
G.
one is D-O-U. Same location.
D-U, that might be Deutsch then, right?
I don't think so.
Deutsch, Germany?
I really don't think so.
They didn't call it Germany.
This one is AR. I think this one was actually manufactured, I believe, in Poland. I have a list of where they all come from. And that's the year. Yeah. That's the year they were made.
1943.
1943. Doesn't mean it's the year they were used, but it's the year they were manufactured.
If someone would turn around and say, I want an original Mauser that was
44.
original Mauser with original serial numbers and made in Germany. How would they tell if it was actually made in Germany?
The one thing you got to watch for, if you really want to get one that was brought back,
the stock.
That'll help. No, what you want to avoid, I'm trying to find it here, you want to avoid one of these hazards. Oh, where's the shipper mark on this? There's a shipper mark, and they were brought back from a warehouse after the occupation, and I'm trying to find it. So one of these two, not on that one.
So this would be original, all the numbers match. There's only one of them.
Well, this one over here, that was a capture.
That was a capture.
And I can't find it. Someone pointed it out to me. I don't pay much attention to it. We're very particular about what actually we use. You'll find a lot of Yugoslavian ones. They have big stamps up here.
And the Yugoslavia, I believe the wood came all the way down?
No, this is K98, same model. It's actually, they had a stamp here. and it's just we didn't allow to use. What you'll find is, I really wish I could find that stamp here, but it's it was brought back by a company who was
A lot of
making
people
an
don't
investment.
realize also that they also stamp the stock too, the wooden stock.
They used to at the beginning.
Here it is. I see on some of these the wooden stock is stamped.
This one is stamped right here.
The wooden stock.
Depends on the manufacturer.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that one was stamped.
I know.
One of mine is stamped.
The
That
wooden
one.
stock.
That one up there is stamped, isn't it?
I believe it's this one. Yeah, this one is originally stamped. If you notice, and what you look for is matching serial numbers all the way around. Here, under here, and even on the bolt itself.
There it is. That's what I was looking for right here. See this stamping here? This was brought back by a company, CIA. Is that it? It's CAI.
Yeah.
They're a company that will buy a warehouse full of these and bring them back and sell them. Now that's okay for reenactment, but if you got the Yugi stamp up here or something like that, we don't.
And also,
we don't
I
set that.
believe you had the serial numbers on the clip too.
They're on the clip.
On
The
the
magazine.
clip.
Well,
The
they're on the
magazine, yeah,
magazine.
on the
right down here.
magazine and the clip.
Yep.
So it was just orchestrated, milled properly, everything fit perfect.
But made in many different manufacturing plants, so you'd have variation. You talked about the number on the stock.
Yeah.
Not all of them had numbers on the stock. And as the war came closer to the end,
Yeah.
they got made cheaper and cheaper, just like everything.
So if you were to buy one and you want an original, you would look all the way around. Even on the clip, even on the spring,
You'd be
even
looking,
on the bolt.
you'd be looking for this. 8377. 8377. There's parts inside of here that are stamped 8377.
Yeah. So
You'd be looking for full birds
full birds.
right here.
Wood.
Yeah. You'd be looking up here
On,
for
okay.
8377.
Every little part in the barrel.
Now I'm actually missing a piece on this
Yeah.
one right here, but you'd be looking all over here. Again, not every piece was stamped. Okay, but you'd be looking as much as you can for 8377. There's two pieces here, 8377.
Now, if you look at on
Making
this
sure all the
here,
bolts
you
are
can
there.
see the birds, which has a swastika on it. Very. You have the birds right there, one there and one there. They're stamped and they have the swastika on it.
Chances are this was a Western capture,
Yeah.
because the Eastern Bloc, when they captured them, they tended to ping out the birds.
So
Now now in Japan, what they did with the
chrysanthemum, they were ordered.
Yeah, go
They were
ahead.
ordered to destroy the chrysanthemum
By MacArthur.
by MacArthur.
So it's very rare that you find one that has a full chrysanthemum on it. But it'll trick
Run
you.
that by me. What?
They'll have the full
Chrysanthemum.
flower. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm from the south.
Chrysanthemum.
I'm from the south. Anyway,
Okay.
there's
Thank
there's
you for talking. I
Yes,
understand.
but very small, very few, and it'll fool you.
Yeah.
Because what they'll do is the Japanese, when they took it out of military use, they would transfer it for school use because they were teaching their kids how to kill Americans. They would take and add a few more rings in the chrysanthemum, which would mean it's no longer the emperor's gun. It now belongs to a school, and they will fool you because they look like they're full. And I bought one or two of them that I don't buy
Okay,
that
so
much anymore.
on the chrysanthemum, if you're buying a Japanese rifle,
There's a
for,
good- there's
for,
a good
for
thing.
collectors' reasons, how many percent on the would have to be
I don't-
5
I
or
don't-
6?
There's a number.
Yeah, there's a number.
You can look that up pretty easy.
Because like you say, they added
Now, if you're going to buy one, now there's uniqueness about that. Of course, the full chrysanthemum flower
Yeah.
is exactly what you want. The bud, you want the whole bud on there, and of course you want all the matching numbers and everything like that. You'd usually get them to have a split stalk here because they were actually made out of two pieces of wood. And as the war got on, they got cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. But what the Japanese soldier would do, because he didn't want to surrender a gun, well, let's back up. What MacArthur would do, he ordered them all cleaned off. So you will find nothing there. You'll find nothing left of the flower bud. What the Japanese soldier would do before he surrendered it, he would take his bayonet and a rock and put it, here, hold it. He would put it across there and slam it to destroy it. And so that'd be a better piece for me than a full one. Because it means that the Japanese soldier actually did it.